not cool. Smile.
Yeah.
We want
You gonna try your food?
play.
Hello and welcome. Looks like I got halo eyes. Can hardly see. Alright, episode 1. This is really the start. Got a lot of interesting things coming up. And as you can probably tell from the little title of this video, I am going to be doing a bodybuilding show next year. I plan to compete in August of 2022. So that gives me roughly 10 months to try to, get big, get muscles. I made this decision 4 months ago, give or take. I was roughly 230 pounds, and I decided that I wanted to cut some weight and try to look better. And I ended up cutting 25 pounds in 10 weeks, which was pretty cool. And that really just pushed me to want to compete and really go to the next level. Currently, this morning I woke up at about 206.2 pounds. So I'm still fairly light. The weight class that I would be in would be 212 based on my height. So I've still got quite a bit of wiggle room. Currently, I'm eating roughly 2,500 calories a day, which to most people seems like nothing. For my cut, I got down to about 1,200 to 1,500 calories, which was just absolutely horrendous. And I plan on doing the same thing next year. The cut that I did was a 10-week cut, and I did lose a lot of weight, but I also held a lot of body fat, and I still have a lot of body fat. So next time, my cut starts in May. It gives me 16 weeks of just hating my life, basically, and not eating a whole lot. So that'll be so fun. More or less what I wanted to do with this first episode is kind of just talk about what my plans are, what my goals are. And really my big goal for 2022 is actually competing in a bodybuilding show. The one that I'll be competing in, it's all natural. So I'm not having any of the anabolic steroids, even though it's so tempting so that you can get just absolutely massive. But I'm not big enough for that yet. But yeah, so the big goal, competing in a show. I'll be competing against other beginner bodybuilders. So it's more or less like an amateur show, just people that have never really done it before. Like I said earlier, I have to weigh 212 or less. So my goal over the next 25 weeks or so, which is my growth period, I plan on putting on some weight. I really don't want to get too heavy because I don't want to carry too much body fat. Currently, I'm about 15% body fat. I have some visible abs, but it's not anything crazy by any means. And we took all of my measurements as far as all of my, I guess, body parts, per se. And some of it surprised me, some of it didn't surprise me. But it gives me an idea of really what I need to work on. In doing so, I've actually created my own diet and lifting program for myself. Next year, I did think about getting a coach, but it's very expensive and not really in the books at this point. But eventually, I would like to get a coach to do all of that for me, especially somebody that knows what they're doing. I'm kind of just going off of things that I'm reading So for the first couple of weeks, I'll be eating around 2,500 calories, and I'll bump it up as needed. Obviously, I don't want to gain too much weight too fast, so if I don't gain a whole lot of weight in the first week being on 2,500 calories, I might bump it up to about 2,750 up to 2,800 and then so on. The goal is to be able to eat as much as possible while still maintaining or gaining just a little bit of weight so that I know that I'm at least putting on some muscle. My lifting program right now is kind of my take on a push-pull legs. Mondays, I do chest, triceps, and shoulders. On Tuesday, I do back, biceps, and I added in hamstrings so that I can hit them at least 3 times a week. It's something that I really need to work on. And then on Wednesday is legs and shoulders again. And then that just repeats itself. And currently I'm doing 20 minutes of cardio every day after my workout, which will change eventually. I'll add in more. As far as physique goes, I'm fairly happy with where I'm sitting at right now. I know that I'm going to have to put on a lot of weight, a lot of muscle to be able to compete in any shows that are not for beginners. Most people that compete in bodybuilding will get as close to their weight cap as possible, but also be very lean, about 6 to 8% body fat. And yeah, that scares me. I would probably be like 190 pounds. So I've got at least 20 pounds to play with. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year for sure. A lot of things that I'll have to change mentally. A lot of things that have already changed mentally. And then obviously next year, if I compete in August, that also means taking time off of basically everything so that I can focus on lifting, cardio, eating, and sleeping. For the first really season, I don't know if it's going to be seasons or just go by episodes, but I plan on having roughly 25 episodes for my growth season. And then I will do like a season 2, which is going to be the cutting series, which will be of 16 weeks, so probably 16 episodes, maybe more, depending on how everything goes. I'd really like to plan on filming every day of my peak week just to kind of show the differences day by day. For the first 25 weeks, there aren't going to be a whole lot of differences. It's going to be all the same stuff. I've got a lot of other videos that I'm kind of planning out at this point. I do want to make a few videos on just my morning routine because it is kind of odd. I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and lift. I usually go for 2.5 hours in the morning. So that's definitely interesting. And with my goals, it kind of makes it hard because I can't really get like a full meal in before I lift, which could be detrimental to really how things go next year. It'll be interesting. And if there is anything that anybody really wants to see, obviously let me know. If you have any questions, any advice, I like advice. That's always good too. So for the next 25 weeks or so, we'll be making videos and seeing how this mass gaining series is going to do. And after that, we'll have some fun and get shredded. Sweet.